Board members, we're ready to begin. I want to welcome everyone to our board meeting today. We want to excuse who do we have? Oh, Terrell. She is in China right now, learning quite a bit about education. So we'll miss her today, but she has to be excused. Who else are we missing? Oh, yeah. Okay, we won't excuse her late because she'll be, all right, we won't excuse her because she's on her way. So we'll welcome her when she gets here. Okay, let's get to our agenda here. First up is the Pledge of Allegiance by Board Member Gravitt.
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next we'll have, and we welcome Board Member Lisa Cummins. We almost excused you, but we knew you're on your way. Next up, we'll have our board member message from Board Member Lear.
Okay, let's see, Jerry's there. Okay, there is and good morning. I realized after yesterday's meeting that we're supposed to say good morning to people who say good morning to us. And being socially challenged, sometimes I forget. So there is a movie that's a near sacred scripture among my family members. The film is A Man for All Seasons, the best picture of 1966. Some of you are not born. The film is based on Robert Bolt's play written in 1954. Paul Scofield, who played Sir Thomas More in both the Broadway play and film versions, won an Oscar for his performance. It was William Hurt's first movie, and historically takes place about 15 years after the Protestant Reformation, which we just acknowledged last weekend. The plot is based on the true story of Sir Thomas More, the 16th century Chancellor of England, who refused to endorse King Henry VIII's wish to divorce his wife, Catherine of Aragon, because she couldn't bear him a son, and marry Anne Boleyn, the sister of his former mistress. Parliament ultimately circumvents More with the Supremacy Act, and More refuses to take an oath to the king and to the validity of King Henry's divorce and remarriage. The story portrays More as a man of principle, envied by rivals such as Thomas Cromwell, and loved by the common people and his family. More goes to his death with dignity and composure, and the play ends with his beheading. I want to show a 1-minute scene from the movie in which Sir Thomas More eloquently defends the rule of law to his wife, his daughter, and to his future son-in-law. And thanks to Jerry Record, who's going to cue this up and also add the closed captioning. And you'll have to be kind of quiet. It's a 1966 movie, but it has the closed captions because the dialogue is the profound part.
Arrested.
For what?
He's dangerous.
For libel. He's a spy.
Father, that man's bad.
There's no law against that. There is God's law. Then God can arrest him.
While you talk, he's gone.
And go he should if he were the devil himself until he broke the law. So, now you'd give the devil benefit of law? Yes, what would you do? Cut a great road through the law to get after the devil? Yes. I'd cut down every law in England to do that. Oh? And when the last law was down and the devil turned round on you, where would you hide, Roper, the laws all being flat? This country is planted thick with laws from coast to coast, man's laws, not God's. And if you cut them down, and you're just the man to do it, do you really think you could stand upright in the winds that would blow then? Yes, I give the devil benefit of law for my own safety's sake.
I reflect on this brief impassioned speech by Moore each time the board discusses a waiver of a board rule or considers how much process is due for a misbehaving educator. I believe that one of the board's most profound duties is to know the law and honor it with the integrity of Sir Thomas More. Only we're acting on behalf of the public school system. This adherence to law is crucial, not just as a moral imperative or because we're examples for all the children of Utah, but for our own safety's sake. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Lear. Next up is the introduction of new employees. So if they'll come up and introduce themselves.
Have, I believe, 7 new employees to introduce this morning.
I'm Wendy Whiting. I'm with Internal Auditing.
I'm Lindsay Roberts with Internal Auditing.
I'm Eric Sirwa with HR.
Megan Lopez, Assessment and Accountability. I'm Melissa Stroughton. I work in Teaching and Learning.
I'm Carrie Pack in Career and Technical Education.
I'm Aaron Bodell, also in Career and Technical Education.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Jill Curry, Financial Operations.
Okay, thank you for joining our organization. Next, we'll have the acknowledgement of student artwork by our educational coordinator, Kathy Jensen.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Chair Huntsman. Board Member Belknap will recognize some of the artwork in the back of the room from Washington County. Kelly McDonald Cope is the Beverly Taylor Sorensen Arts Learning Program Specialist at Washington Elementary, and her students have studied the history of the Vikings and done some ships, and they have also studied volcanoes with some folded artwork that if you put the flaps down, you see the outside of the volcano, and behold, if you open them, you see what you would see on the inside of the volcano. On the west wall, you see some beautiful owls made by young children at Franklin Elementary School in the Salt Lake City School District under the direction of Jennifer Scheel. They painted paper, made details on the paper. You can see the process of then they cut the shapes and put them together in owl form and added much detail to them. On the east wall, you see a really STEM to STEAM activity where the students used creativity in creating art as well as using engineering process by doing paper folding and making something that would be three-dimensional. I have a short 53-second video from Brigham Young University about the importance of origami paper folding in the scientific world.
I think the biggest thing to learn from this kind of research is that you can find inspiration for designs from anything. If you're open to inspiration from any of these sources, then your creativity is not limited.
It all started with a flat sheet of paper. Now, through origami-inspired design, it has been transformed, reimagined, elevated, but still reminiscent of an ancient art form.
Origami, having deep roots, is an ancient art. You would think that as a field of exploration, it would have been played out long ago. But the opposite is true. It's as vibrant and growing as ever. As we look to the future, there are no limits on the horizon, either artistically or now in this new technological area in the applications of origami-inspired design.
So you see how our students are learning STEAM skills through the artwork that they do, and the importance of an ancient artwork in our scientific world. If any of you have family members who have had stents in their arteries and their hearts, that began with an origami project. Thank you.
Thank you. That's pretty good. Next up is our education highlight, and who's going to introduce?
Seems like we should be dancing.
Oh, Christella? Okay. Okay.
Just to make sure you know, so I'm Christelle Estrada. I work in Title III, but I was in secondary language arts, and this is a great credit to the cross-agency collaboration with Kathy Jensen in the arts when I was down in secondary language arts. And I'm going to introduce you to Principal of Mountain View, Kenneth Lim, Eugene Watanabe, who is the musical director and the director of the Gifted and Talented Gifted Music School. There's a board member here, and then 2 teachers. And I think Emily Wheeler sent you the video that Jerry put together, as well as the impact of classical music education on English learners, and the way in which that impacts their academic scores. So I'm going to turn it over to Eugene, who actually Ken, who's the principal, and then Eugene, and the children will come up and play some Bach for you.
Well, thank you, Christelle, and thank you for allowing me to be here. As I began at Mountain View Elementary here in Salt Lake City School District, one of the first meetings I had the privilege of attending was with Christelle and Eugene, and they were proposing a partnership. Already swimming in a new school and getting to know new things and new people, I was a little wary, but said we should try. And I am so glad that we have tried. It not only has been a try, but it has been a success. We have seen students really growing in many, many ways, academically, socially, and we're really excited about what's happening at our school because of it. So we've had kindergarten through 3rd grade students participating in this Gifted Music School partnership, and we're really grateful for the partnership and for the Gifted Music School. And so just wanted to give Mr. Watanabe a minute to speak to you about that partnership. But it is a partnership that's been established with the help of folks here, Christelle and other folks here at the State Board, and then Eugene at the State Office of Education, and these world-class violin and music teachers that have come into our school after school. These students come in 4 days a week after school, spend 2 hours after school, after their studies. And these are young students that are doing this, and they're finding great success. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of it.
Hi, I'm Eugene Watanabe from the Gifted Music School. We're a nonprofit music school here in downtown Salt Lake. Many of you may not know the school. We have about 500 students there. We're considered among the top preparatory music schools in the country as far as production of the quality of music students. The main reason we're here is we're all here for education. I'm a product of the public school system here in Utah, and so I'm grateful to all of you. On the flip side, I believe that arts and music education is one of the most critical parts of an education, and I'm not saying that with bias, not that we need everyone to be musicians, but kids who have music have been proven to succeed in life. They make more money, they go to college, they become taxpayers. The economic impact of a very disciplined music education is proven. And these opportunities make an enormous impact. One of the most impactful elements of an education that brings our culture together. At the same time, they're taught values of what's beautiful, they're taught values of discipline, they're taught values of respect, and to work with each other as well, because they play in chamber and orchestras together. So we're grateful to be in this partnership with Dr. Estrada and the Utah State Board, as well as Salt Lake School District with Ken and people down the line. We have remarkable educators. All of our educators are college graduates. They are either certified or considered some of the best of what they do. More than half our faculty, or close to half our faculty, have DMA degrees. 7 Utah Symphony members are among our faculty. And the teacher who works at Mountain View, we have a staff of 3 people. They're all remarkable teachers. The teacher that does the violin training is here, Rachel Taft. She's a graduate of the New England Conservatory of Music. Studied with one of the top violin teachers in the country. And she will present a couple of the students. These students would never have the opportunity to have this level of music education were it not for Rachel and the Gifted Music School, and of course Ken and the team over at Mountain View as well. So here's Rachel's. Will you? Yes, please. She will introduce the kids.
So today we have Brian Ocampo and Camila Valentina to share Bach's Minuet 1 with you.
Thank you. I wish we had more time and we just have them keep playing. It was really good. Thank you very much.